Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. Got a little sneak preview, didn't you? Didn't you? I was looking at framing. Yeah. I was framing. All right. Let's get straight to it. We've got an amazing week here on Fade to Black. Last night, Ryan Musgrave Evans was on with us from Australia. Totally awesome show. Tonight, another big show. Ryan S. Wood is here, and we're going to be talking about him and his father's research into government documents, including the MJ-12 stuff and the ET agenda. This is a big show tonight. Tomorrow night, Nancy Thames is with us. We're going to be talking about the truth of ET contact. And then just before you thought it was all UFOs this week and ET and contact and disclosure, then comes Thursday, closing out the week. The one and only Jim Harold is with us. He's got a new book out. It's called True Ghost Stories. And we're going to be talking ghosts and the paranormal on Thursday night. Jim has been leaning ET lately. So maybe we'll get some ET conversation out of them, too, so we can make this a full UFO ET disclosure week here on Fade to Black. Want to remind everybody that coming up this Sunday here in Los Angeles is the red carpet premiere of the TV show Anunnaki by Billy Carson. And it is downtown at the Regal Cinemas, the largest cinema here in Los Angeles. And tickets and info are below. I'm going to be there. Come and hang out with us. It's going to be an amazing event here in Los Angeles. And then coming up next month, June, the weekend of June 10th, 11th, and 12th, is DisclosureFest Stairway to the Stars, right here in Los Angeles at Castaic Lake. And the links for that are below. And this is a huge event, the biggest event of the year. And so you can go to the website now, check out the map, the stages. If you want to camp, you can camp there too as well. We've got, I think we've got like 75 acres and the beach there at Castaic Lake for 3 days. So come and hang out with us. It is going to be an amazing event. The links for that are below. Let's get straight to it. On this day, busy news day today, just a busy news day today. On this day in history, 1896, H.H. Holmes, one of America's first serial killers, is hanged in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He confessed to 27 murders, but the estimated body count is between 133 and 200. The thing is about H.H. Holmes, is he the serial killer of the classic definition? And, bloodlust and feeding this thing that you've got to go out and you kill the same. He murdered people because people got in his way. He was a con man. And not to say, right, but it's weird. Is he a serial killer or did he murder by convenience? Anyway, he was hung on this day in Philadelphia in 1896. Fate or fact, the smell of rain has a name. Petrichor. That's right. Now, your job is to use petrichor in a sentence this week with friends. Well, if it's raining outside. There you go. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The first crewed launch of Boeing starliner space capsule was canceled last night due to a loudly buzzing valve on the Atlas V rocket. 2 hours before liftoff, a valve on the ship's Atlas V rocket began buzzing at an audible, check this, 40 hertz. That's very, very low. That's like, oh, right. Okay. All right. Forcing the flight team to halt the mission. You like that? Oh. The Starliner is part of NASA's Commercial Crew program, and SpaceX's Crew Dragon also came from this initiative and has racked up 10 successful missions since it began operating back in 2020. The earliest window for a second launch attempt is this Friday, but NASA has yet to announce a new launch date. All right. Check this out. Newfound rocks on Mars. I said last week when I had Zubrin on the show, it's all Mars all the time around here. It just is. Now check this out. Newfound rocks on Mars suggest the planet may once have supported an oxygen-rich atmosphere, making it more Earth-like and hospitable to life than previously thought. The rocks, discovered by NASA's Curiosity rover, are unusually rich in manganese oxide, a chemical that adds to growing evidence that the once habitable Mars may have sported Earth-like oxygen levels and life-friendly conditions early in its history. The only known ways to produce manganese oxide involve either abundant oxygen or microbial life, or both. Think about that. The rover's ChemCam instrument sniffed the manganese oxide within the rocks by vaporizing tiny bits with a laser and then analyzing the resulting cloud of plasma. The compound constitutes nearly half of the rock's chemical makeup. All of this according to a new study which has been published last week in the journal JGR Planets. You can go read it for yourself. After 25 years of drifting undetected in space, an experimental satellite that launched in 1974 has been found. It was found using tracking data from Space Force. The infrared calibration balloon, called S-737, that satellite started its journey into the great unknown after launching on April 10th, 1974, through the United States Air Force's Space Test Program. While in orbit, the original plan was for S-737 to inflate and take on the role as a calibration target for remote sensing equipment. After this failed to be achieved during deployment, the satellite faded away into the abyss and joined the graveyard of unwanted space junk until it was rediscovered last month in April. Wow. Kind of reminds me of that Christmas cartoon. Remember? The Island of Misfit Toys. You remember that? You remember that. All right. After analyzing 7 years of earthquake data from Midland Basin, Texas, a team of scientists at the University of Texas at Austin has found that seismic activity is probably on the move northeast toward the community of Big Spring. Although most of the past quakes happened in the southwest region near Odessa and Midland, the researchers identified a trend right now moving along a newly identified and extensive fault zone stretching towards the northeast edge of the basin. The fault zone has been activated, and it has the capability to trigger additional earthquakes that can be felt by humans, especially because it's so close to major cities along Interstate 20. The Midland Basin is one of the major hubs for oil and gas fracking in Texas. Over time, the injection of wastewater from these operations into the subsurface has introduced stress along the faults that has triggered the earthquakes. The research was just published in the journal Seismological Research Letters. A volatile sunspot has been spitting out solar flares this week with four X-class flares over 4 days. Sunspot AR3663 has a huge explosive beta gamma delta magnetic field, which is causing the surge of hyperactive activity, making it the most active sunspot of this solar cycle. One of the most powerful solar flares, which hit the Earth yesterday, caused a radio blackout across the Indian Ocean, with more potentially heading our way in the coming days. The sunspot released 4 solar flares since May 3rd, all being classified as X-class flares. X1.6, X1.2, X1.2, and a huge X4.5 yesterday. The solar maximum is estimated to occur between right now and the now and the start of 2026. And finally, I'll leave you with this. Check this out. The husband of Anna Maria Nezevich Henao, a woman who was reported missing while in Spain in February, has been arrested in Florida. His name, David Nezevich. He's now in federal custody for his involvement in his wife's kidnapping on or about February 2nd, 2024. February 2nd's the key date here. He was arrested on Saturday by the Diplomatic Security Service and the FBI at Miami International Airport. Now, check this out. Anna Maria was reported missing in February after she failed to meet a friend in Madrid. Her brother, Juan Felipe Henao, said she was supposed to take a train to Barcelona with a friend on February 5th, but his sister never showed up at Madrid station. Anna Maria's friend, her name Sana Ramau, said she last exchanged messages with her on February 2nd. Around the same time she went missing, Ramau said she received a WhatsApp message from Anna, which was saying that a man had approached her on the street a day earlier, February 1st, while she was walking. Now, the text said, you ready? It was an amazing connection, like I never had before. I met someone wonderful. He has a summer house about 2 hours from Madrid. We are going there now, and I will spend a few days there. Signal is spotty. I'll call you when I get back. That's how the text ended. Around the time she went missing, someone spray painted the lens of 2 security cameras of the apartment building where she was staying in Madrid's upscale Salamanca neighborhood. They spray painted the camera by the elevator, sprayed the camera in the lobby. That's right. The website of a computer services company in South Florida, it's called EOX Technology Solutions, and it lists David Nezevich as the CEO and managing director. Now, David is in federal custody, and Anna Maria is still missing. It's a crazy story, and I'll keep you posted. Seriously. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. Fade to Black breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. I want to remind everybody, we got a big show tonight. Ryan S. Wood is with us. That's right. We're going to be talking about his research, his working with his dad, Bob, the MJ-12 documents, other government documents, and the ET agenda. Big show tonight. I'll see you then. But all I've got now is go Backley Tappy.